dear student, welcome to GAN Kiran. This is Kiran. This is the channel wherein you learn the science in an accurate and vivid manner. Each session comprises of very easy, simple and effective explanations. The concepts of the subject revealed in point-wise and sequential manner. Each video complemented with well illustrated animated infographics, charts, diagrams, diagrammatic representations and many more. Dear student, extra information also provided to enhance the knowledge with respect to each and every chapter. Examination-oriented questions also discussed at regular intervals of the sessions. Dear student, no doubt each session will help you to prepare for the examination. I hope these sessions will very useful for the students as well as teachers. Dear student, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Right now, jump into the sessions. Dear student, let us discuss about changes in our daily life, mainly about chemical and physical change. Chemical change is permanent. The change which takes place in chemical changes remains constantly, but physical change is temporary. Chemical change is not easily reversible. We cannot reverse the process chemical change, but physical change is easily reversible. In chemical change, new substances are formed. New substances with new properties are formed in case of chemical changes. However, in case of physical changes, no new substances are formed. In physical changes, no new substances are formed. Then, in case of chemical changes, composition and properties of original substance altered. Here, original substance loses its composition and properties. Whereas, in case of physical change, composition and properties of original substance not altered. Dear student, this is all about chemical and physical changes. To get clear idea of about chemical and physical changes, let us consider some simple examples. First one is cooking of food. Here, cooking of food involves change in composition of food. After cooking, the raw ingredients of the vegetables can't be regained. So that this process is not reversible, and hence cooking of food is considered as chemical change. Consider the next one. This picture represents boiling of water. It is reversible change because heating of water turns it into water vapor. When water is heated, it gives rise to vapors. Cooling of vapors turns it back into water. In this process, no new products are formed, since both water and vapor chemically represented as H2O. Properties of the original substance are not altered in this case, and hence boiling of water is physical change. Let us have a glance at this picture. This picture represents rusting of iron. When iron exposed to air and moisture, rust formation takes place. When it is exposed to air and moisture, formation of rust takes place. Rust is nothing but it is iron oxide. A new substance is formed out of the reaction. The color of the iron surface also changes. Hence, rusting of iron is a chemical change. And hence it is a chemical change. So that rusting of iron is nothing but it is a chemical change. Then next one. This picture represents ripening of fruit. During ripening of the fruit, the color of the fruit changes. Here, the color of the fruit changes. And this can't be reversed back. Once the fruit ripens, it can't turn raw again. Once the fruit ripens, it can't turn raw again. The properties of ripened fruit are different from that of the properties of raw fruit. Hence, we can conclude that ripening of fruit is a chemical change. Then next one, that is melting of ice. It is reversible change because heating of ice turns it into water and cooling of water turns it back into ice. In this process, no new products are formed. Both water and ice are chemically represented as H2O. Properties of original substances are not altered here, and hence it is a physical change. Then consider the next one, that is burning of candle. When candle burns, wax in candle converted into liquid. This is a physical change, as it is a change in state of matter and can be reversed again. However, wax near the flame burns and convert it into carbon dioxide. When the candle burns, it releases carbon dioxide. This carbon can't be again converted into wax. So this is a chemical change. And hence burning of candle is actually both physical and chemical change. This is how we can differentiate chemical and physical changes in our daily life. Let us consider chemical reaction. In a chemical reaction, change occurs. Means chemical reaction is nothing but it is a chemical change. In a chemical change, a chemical reaction takes place. Let us consider the definition of chemical reaction, what it actually reveals. Chemical reaction is process. It is a phenomena. It is a chemical phenomena in which new substances with new properties are formed. Chemical reaction is a process in which new substances with new properties are formed. For example, here, in first example, hydrogen reacts with the oxygen and gives rise to water. Here, hydrogen is gas and oxygen is also gas, but the resultant product water is liquid. The properties of water are entirely different from that of both hydrogen and oxygen. And hence, the product which is formed in chemical reaction, it has entirely new properties. So here the water, it actually possesses new properties. Then consider the next example. So when sodium reacts with the chlorine, it results into the formation of sodium chloride. Here the sodium is a metal, chlorine is a poisonous gas. And both of these combine together, both of these chemically react together and gives rise to sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is salt. And hence, the end product of the reaction is sodium chloride, but the properties of the sodium chloride are entirely different from that of the sodium and chlorine. So this is how we can define chemical reaction with the help of examples. Dear student, let us consider that is of about chemical reaction. What does left and right substances represent? Here, in this example, hydrogen reacts with oxygen, results in the formation of water. At the left side of the arrow mark, both hydrogen and oxygen are known as or called as reactants, and the water is known as it is a product. So that reactants are hydrogen and oxygen, because these hydrogen and oxygen are involved in reaction. That is why these are the reactants. And the substances which are produced during the chemical reaction are known as, these are the products. Here the water is a product. So that, dear student, let us identify the reactants and products in the following reaction. Here, in first example, magnesium and oxygen react together to form magnesium oxide. So here magnesium and oxygen are involved in the chemical reaction, and hence both of these, magnesium and oxygen, are reactants. And resultant product, magnesium, is a product. Zinc and sulfuric acid are the reactants in second example, and the products are zinc sulfide and hydrogen. In third example, iron and sulfur are the reactants, and iron sulfide is a product. This is how we can recognize, we can identify reactions with respect to its reactants and products. This is how we can represent reactants and products in a chemical